Dr. Nathan Bryan, welcome to Inside South Florida.
Lamaya, thanks for having me. Good morning.
No problem. Our first question for you, what is nitric oxide?
Well, nitric oxide is one of the most important molecules produced inside the body of humans, and too few people know about this molecule, and that was kind of my motivation for writing this book, The Secret of Nitric Oxide. But, you know, in science, we call this a signaling molecule. It signals, it's how cells in the body communicate with one another. It's responsible for the dilation of blood vessels so we can improve circulation, oxygen delivery, normalize blood pressure, improve sexual function, improve cognitive function. So everything we know about health and longevity and living a healthy life revolves around the natural production of nitric oxide.
Okay, so my first question kind of wants to dig in a little bit deeper. You know, we talked about what it can improve and why we need it, but dive in a little bit more about why it's important that we maintain healthy levels in our body.
No, it's absolutely essential, because what the science tells us is that when you lose the ability to produce this molecule, nitric oxide, that's the earliest event in the onset and progression of chronic disease, things like cardiovascular disease, which is the #1 killer of men and women worldwide. When you lose the ability to produce nitric oxide, you can't dilate the blood vessels, so we develop sexual dysfunction. We can't regulate blood flow to the brain, so we get mild cognitive impairment and eventually dementia and Alzheimer's. We develop metabolic disease. You know, 9 out of 10 Americans are metabolically unfit, and this is a symptom of nitric oxide deficiency.
You know, Dr. Bryan, you wrote a book on nitric oxide, which is being released. So tell us about the book and why you decided that there was a need to write that.
You know, I spent 25 years in academia, teaching at medical schools, doing basic science research, published over 100 peer-reviewed papers in the scientific literature. But what I quickly realized that the majority of the people out there, the consumers, the patients, aren't aware of nitric oxide. And so I'm really honored and proud to be represented by Brick Tower Press, because they heard this story and realized and shared with me the motivation to get this story out there so we can educate the masses, the consumers, on what nitric oxide is, what it does, and why everybody who reads this book should be concerned with it. Because I really wrote the book for two people. And it's the people, #1 is the people who are healthy and don't want to get sick. It's a must read. #2 is people who are sick and want to get well. It's a must read, because nitric oxide is absolutely essential for mitigating the onset and progression of chronic disease and maintaining health and longevity in the healthy population. Now you can just get moderate physical exercise, 20, 30 minutes a day, throw in some more green leafy vegetables, eliminate sugars and carbs from your diet, and throw in some more green leafy vegetables and 20, 30 minutes of sunlight a day. And typically that may be enough, but when that doesn't work, or if people are looking for products, then we make products that actually produce nitric oxide for you. If your body can't make it, then we do it for you.
Awesome. The more you know, the more you know. Where can we get more information?
The book you can find at nathansbook.com. It's available wherever books are sold, Amazon, Barnes & Noble. I encourage people to subscribe to my YouTube channel, where I provide an education and the latest updates on science of nitric oxide at Dr. Nathan S. Bryan Nitric Oxide. You can follow me on social media, Instagram, Dr. Nathan S. Bryan, LinkedIn, Facebook. And for those interested in our product technology, it's n101.com.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that information with us today, Dr. Bryan. Good luck with everything, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you, Lamaya.